Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you all for joining me today, Monday, November 24th, 2025. Monster, epic, huge show today. X revealed the locations of all the accounts over the weekend, and it, surprise, surprise, one of the biggest accounts promoting all of the kooky Christian disinformation that I'm always exposing and railing about. This supposed Christian girl from Sweden, blonde-haired Christian girl, who our guys have been, who our guys have been exposing and suspicious of for years, with 30,000 followers. This account duped 30,000 people. Turns out it was created in Israel, and then more investigation, they found out the photo is actually the only one and only photo. I'm double audio, really? Don't fuck with me. I should not be double audio. No echo here. You guys are just messing with me. All right. Shut up, Scott, troll. I knew you were messing with me. Anyway, where was I? So, Christian-controlled opposition. She did the Jesus was Aryan, Jesus was white, Jesus wasn't Jewish. She did the kosher distraction, disinfo, discrediting conspiracies like the Europeans are the true Israelites, the lost tribes of Israel. She did the flat earth kookery. I say she, it's in quotes, she, because it's probably a man in Israel, in Tel Aviv. So we're going to get into all of that. Stolen picture from some influencer, confirmed that it's her stolen picture. And then she got exposed and then tried to do damage control for a minute and then deleted her account. This account had been doing threads, attacking me for years. This Jewish Hasbara account started in Israel was calling me Mossad and calling me Jewish all over the place. This is the Christian-controlled opposition narrative exposed, complete vindication. My meme is vindicated. These fake accounts saying the Bible is real and Yahweh is God and Jews were chosen. We ought to bow down to the Moshiach. And I said, calling me Jewish? No. You were lying. You were frauds. And all the other people that are real and just gullible enough to regurgitate this type of rhetoric, that's your Jewish propaganda. Anybody saying Jesus wasn't Jewish, why would a Jew in Israel want to promote all of these kooky disinfo Christian conspiracies? Why would a Jew in Israel be working? I was the number one target of this account. Why would this Jew in Israel I would be their number one target? Because I'm over the target. That's why. Because I actually am the threat with the information. So first I want to give a shout out to Sarah. Claims she was one of the first ones. So what happened was, it was like, I think Friday night for 1 hour, Twitter enabled where you could see where the account was originally set up and then where it was at now. And nothing's up. So hers said originally created in Israel. This got revealed. And then it said account based in Sweden. That's where she claimed to be. But this little exclamation shield here, you click on it and it says that this is, that it's using a VPN and the location is not accurate. Yeah, this girl, we'll get to that in a second. This account, the day that it got exposed, was calling me Greenberg online, and it's a Jew in Israel behind it. Okay, so I wanted to say, first, Sarah will cry. If you really were the first one, proud German, good job, because I didn't see this. I didn't catch this. All of a sudden, I checked my Twitter, and everybody's tagging me like, look, Joanna's a Hebrew. Look, you were right. I had been calling this out, by the way, for years. Yeah, Jewish projection, exactly. So shout out Sarah, and if it was Val Rolf here, the old gods, if it was Val Rolf that got the recording, because people would have said, oh, it's just a Photoshop. The Christians would have circled the wagons like they already are trying to do. But here it is. Joined August 2018 from Israel. So for 7 years. This fake Jewish account was undercover. Imagine all the Christian e-crusader simps in her DMs. Imagine all the dirt she was collecting in all of your Christian identity chat groups and DMs. Using a VPN to connect to Sweden to try to cover the tracks. Oh, you didn't know that it was going to show where your VPN registered with when you first set up, did you? Tried to cover your tracks because it had been rumored that they were going to roll out this location service. Tons of huge million followers, 500,000, 800,000. All of these huge Christian slop accounts are coming from Nigeria, coming from India, coming from Bangladesh. We're going to get into all those as well. E-Crusader dick pics were clogging up the Mossad servers. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Q. So they would have said, oh, it's a Photoshop. Oh, you just Photoshopped that. You're for real. Look at what she just did the other day. Last week, I was on with Henrik and Red Ice. On the Twitter post advertising the stream, she was the #1 reply saying, disappointed on this, ending my subscription, trying to gatekeep me and scare influencers that they're going to lose support from Christians for giving me a platform and hearing me out. That's the little Jewish subversion from Jew-Anna. We'll just call her Jew-Anna here. #1 reply under the post claiming that they're deleting their subscription. Well, they didn't delete it. They're liars. Henrik said she never had one. No one canceled. Only new subscribers. And it's not a she. It's some dude in Tel Aviv. It's a man, baby. It could be a man in Israel. It could be. Here, we'll speculate a little more in a second, actually. So, but as I was saying, it's not just a screenshot. We also got the video. So good job. Smart thinking, whoever got the video here, showing that you click and it says in Israel. After just 1 hour, Twitter pulled it down and stopped showing everybody. And then they made it active again, this location service thing. And they don't have that anymore. They don't have the original where you signed up. Just the morning of, look, she was posting Jesus was not a Jew with this Christian identity controlled up real truth videos that Europeans are actually really the chosen people of Israel. So click on the thing, live video, created in Israel, VPNing to Sweden to cover it up. All right, it's over. Jewish propaganda account exposed. It's a man, baby. No, I was going to say, there's a lot of women because it's mandatory service in Israel. So the women, it's the women that they have doing the social media, Hasbara, JIDF, Unit 8200 PSYOP. So could have been a woman. It could have been a team of people. This could just be one of many sock puppets run by an AI account. And this is the only one that's been exposed so far. But look at this. The Jenny, the Celtic Queen Jenny, she did a reverse picture search, and it popped up with this influencer, this Slavic influencer on Instagram with 14,000 followers, and they asked her, "Hey, is this a picture of yours? Is this account fake?" And she says, "Yes, it's fake. Confirmed, stolen picture, pretending to be a blonde Christian girl to promote Jesus and the kooky theories and attack me as a Jew in Israel." Now, was it a Mossad agent? Is it a sock puppet at Hasbara Unit 8200? Probably, maybe, I don't know. It could just be some Jew, some average rabbi or Jew that just gets his shits and giggles to have some alt account LARPing as a kooky, retarded Christian online to subvert from within. So Jenny, again, reached out to this girl, found this girl and reached out to her. And she said, "Here, I found the archived photo on her Instagram that she posted." And once that got exposed, it was over. Here's the one and only picture this chick has ever used. And I'd say, hey, let's do a debate. You want to talk shit? You want to call me a Jew? You want to promote all this nonsense? Let's debate it. Let's get on a space. She never spoke in a space. She never posted any videos. She never posted any proof. She never talked to anybody behind the scenes. But yet 30,000 gullible, unless it's all bots, gullible Christian, probably e-crusader simps, incels, We're following this chick and just slopping it up. Loving the goy slop. Confirmed. She knows it's fake. Real account. I mean, you could tell it's the same girl, same picture. This is the influencer. This is the fake Hasbara account. So great job, Jen. Great job, everybody that found this. What's that? They were very anti-pagan as well, which I've always said is Jewish. I was the number one target of this account, by the way, this Jewish account. It never been more vindicated. Top Israeli Hasbara account hating on pagans and promoting Christian-controlled opposition. She says, I'm Swedish, living in Switzerland at the moment. White pure bloodline despite pagans and their filthy practices. You could tell this is anti-white hatred oozing from some Jew. With all my heart, low IQ, go worship your cows and poop. See? Oh, and by the way, you'd think, oh, this is a huge story, big deal. You know, me getting attacked by this huge account, Jewish account busted promoting kooky Christian theories and attacking me. You think it'd be a big story? No, silence. Radio silence online. Only a couple of like my closest allies tweeted about it. None of the E-Crusader sphere, they're all radio silence about it, as if it didn't happen. They're trying to brush it under the rug and pretend this never happened. They're such frauds. Let's see. This is funny. Evan Williams. They think I'm a Jew. They said the same thing about me, says White Jesus. So funny. Evan's the best. I've always wondered for years, how many of these Anon accounts spreading all these lies about me, are they really this stupid? Are they really coping this bad? Or is this Hasbara ops against me coming from Israel? Well, I guess I was right. Hasbara ops. And all the Christian internet, they're all mum on it. Nothing to say. Completely vindicated, nothing to say. Purely Swedish, this account says. The rural hinterland of Norrland, purely Swedish, with her fake account created in Israel. Actual photo in Israel. Because that's how she depicted herself. She had a whole story like, oh, she just got married and she's pregnant and everybody like, congratulations, more white babies. You're all so gullible. Got trolled so bad. She pretended to have a husband, so probably the simps left her alone in the DMs a little bit. Advertised before location reveal and after location reveal. Greetings, fellow pagans. I think we should give up our tree gods and worship Rabbi Yeshua HaMashiach as our ancestors did. It would be super Aryan. Yeah, it is probably bot simping for bots. Probably AstroTurf bot network promoting it up. Adam, is it true you're a Viking forged in ice? Absolutely. Absolutely. Love the ice. So look at this rhetoric. So you want to post it in 2024. Jesus was not a Jew. She got community noted, but still gets 10,000 likes. 1,000 retweets, 10,000 likes. I said, Christians are pathological liars. Well, it was actually a Jew. Inside every Christian is a Jew, but this one actually turned out to be a Jew, LARPing as a blonde Christian Scandinavian girl. While promoting the Christian-controlled op narrative. So, hey, everybody else that's legit, time to reevaluate your worldview. Why, when you got Jews promoting the same message that you promote, it's time to reconsider everything. Don't you think? Jesus was not a Jew. 10,000 likes. Created in Israel, bringing you the Jesus was not a Jew cope. Look at this one. She says, this was just last month. I sincerely believe that Adam Green is an agent, says the literal Jewish agent from Israel. He is leading a heavily AstroTurf-oriented neo-pagan movement. focused on holding Christians as enemies, Christianity as a Jewish lie and subversion, and creating division. This is the division cope. There you go. Everybody promoting this division cope. Jewish talking point. Where we face real threats. Yeah, Christianity is the real threat, you idiot. That's not slander. Yes, it is. Oh, calling him an agent and astroturf. That's not slander. This is what I have learned. Oh, it's just real, huh? Says the Jew. He is also bad for the real neo-pagans. Oh, so he's just bad everywhere, huh? Okay. Fake. Isn't it? So when the Jews in Israel are calling me a Jew and an agent, that's who that rhetoric benefits. Puts out a poll and says Jesus Christ walked upon the earth as a white Aryan or a swarthy Jew. Of course, her dumb, gullible audience laps up the goy slop. 46% of her audience voted Jesus was a white Aryan. This was in April. I said, nobody should even vote in this ridiculous poll. Jesus is fake and Jewish and definitely not some Aryan. That's delusional cope. This is her attacking me just the day before she deleted, the day she got exposed. I called some girl that's not even Jewish a Jewish queen as a joke, and they're trying to act like this is some type of proof against me. Promoting this other sus account that promotes all the same kosher disinfo and is constantly slandering me was right in everything he said after Greenberg was platformed on red ice. Calling me Greenberg, says the Jew in Israel. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. Let's see. Look at this. Retweeting me and attacking me when I have a post about evolution. She says, my ancestors weren't monkeys, and this is a Jewish idea. This chick believes in Genesis. I believe in evolution, and she says, I'm promoting a Jewish idea. No, you stupid bitch. Like I've said, Genesis in Adam and Eve, and that creationism, that's the Jewish idea. And then she says, Adam wants to trick you into believing the rabbis are right. But you're the one that promotes the Bible, and Rabbi Jesus, and Rabbi Paul, and Rabbi Peter, and Rabbi James, and Rabbi Gamaliel. I say it's all fake and Jewish and prophecy's not real. You promote the Bible and say you're the true Israelites and the prophecies are real and Jesus is an Aryan. And you say, I want to trick you that the rabbis are right. This is the, Adam believes the rabbis cope. Adam's sources are rabbis cope. Jewish. All the fake Jewish talking points. Funny how that works. What else? Calling me a Kabbalah atheist. And I said, I'm non-religious or superstitious agnostic, you dumb bitch. Not a dumb bitch, a lying Jew from Israel. How seething mad? Oh, they're so mad. And hey, to all the Christians out there, all the Christians that are supposedly friends, and you're not saying a word about this big Jewish account that's been slandering me and promoting all your rhetoric, you're not going to say a word about it and pretend like it never happened? Fuck you. You are a fraud. You have no integrity. Oh, yeah, we're getting the TTS turned on, Power Chat turned on. I just remembered. powerchat.live/no-more-news. Every dollar helps. Hey, I'm the number one target of these Jews.
James sent $5 on Rumble. Been a while since I've tuned in. Just here for the delicious reveling in your vindication about these subversive and non-Christian accounts. Congrats, Adam. Let's the exposing continue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I Hoach sent $10 on.
All right, let's go. Calling me a Kabbalah atheist is the dumbest shit ever. Chat, don't bring up lying psychopaths that try to ankle bite me or you get deleted. Asha just answered. Oh, I'll check it out. Let's see. This Jewish disinfo account was trying to destroy me. Look at this. This was September of this year. She says, did a whole thread calling me Mossad, okay? Says the fake account from Israel. I will do an Adam Green expose this evening. I want to start by saying that I don't know for sure that he's an agent, and slander is a serious sin. Oh, sure. But these people exist, so let's have a look. Let's share all the kooky cope conspiracies about me. And I said, you are likely, this is, look, September 30th, just a few months ago. You are likely a fake Indian account. I should have said Jewish Hasbara account. It would have been better. Who promotes mental illness that Europeans are the people of the Bible, the earth is flat, and evolution is Jewish propaganda. You can't address my arguments or come on my stream and debate, so you resort to delusional slander. F you. This is like the biggest casualty in the X reveals. This should be the biggest story. And no big accounts are sharing it. Besides Henrik, and I think it was Survive the Jive, Tom Roswell, Richard Spencer. Those are the only big accounts that I've seen share this shit. And they shut down. Total vindication. I was their number one target. They got exposed. All your stupid Christian distraction conspiracies getting exposed, and they're all mum on it. Nothing to say. Nothing to say there. This account with 30,000 subs that's gone on for 7 years got huge numbers, huge engagement. Got exposed as being created in Israel. Constantly calling me a Mossad agent. Already covered that. Henrik writes, just your regular Swedish girl setting up their account in Israel. Beware, so many fairly large accounts seem to be nothing but glow ops. X had their location origin feature on for about 1 hour, and it's just a hive of Jeets and Hebes all over our sphere. Probably AI bots run out of those countries too. Then X shut it down. Not a good look for anyway. By the way, this girl Joanna, this girl in quotes, really.
It's a man, baby!
To admit, she is rather mannish. Well, no offense,
Benevolent
but
leader
if that
sent
is a woman, it does
$5
look
on
like she
Rumble.
was beaten with
Have
an
you
ugly...
seen the new show Robin Hood? It's based around pagan versus Christian ideology.
I heard that. I think somebody else did a super chat about that. I'll have to check it out. I forgot, but I will look back into that Robin Hood. He says, this girl, Joanna, said she was canceling her Red Ice membership because we spoke to Adam Green on the show Wednesday. By the way, no one canceled. She never had one. What a fake and synthetic gay internet it has become. At least this one got 5,000 likes. I didn't break 1,000 likes on any of my posts. But these Christians, smaller accounts than mine, they're all circulating one tiny like Germanic pagan account that they found that only had a few hundred followers, that got zero engagement, that none of us in our crew even knew about. They find this and they go, oh, look, it's created in Israel, in Iran. Not Iran, India. They found one pagan account that was tiny that none of us interacted with from India, and now that gets like 60,000 likes. And they all share that and go, look, all the pagans are fake Indians. Meanwhile, they're the ones all being exposed as Indians. They're the big account that got exposed as being Jewish. And then it doesn't matter. They're circling the wagons. It's all so fake. If it weren't for all of the fake Nigerian and Ghana and India and Israeli and all of these third world countries promoting this Christian slop, Christianity would look so much less popular. Not to mention that it's shaping the algorithms also that promotes it and feeds it to everybody else. I called it too. Look at how much I called this, guys. Am I always right or what? Like, put another coin in the Adam Green was right jar. 2023, I said, who are you calling a bot? How do we know you're not a Hasbara fake? So, somebody was vindicated. All the rest of the kooky Christians, you all loved her and thought she was based, and I believed her when she said I was Mossad. And I was the one that's right. Hey, maybe start listening to the people that have been right about things for years. Look, I got even more too. And again, 2023. See, it's deleted now. Look, see through it all on me? She is a catfish and her account is unit 8200. Boom. Called it. Nailed it. In the last 24 hours, the longest gap of time between tweets was 3 hours. No sleep, tweeting nonstop about Christian identity disinfo. Never addressing anything you say on why Christianity is a Jewish hoax. Doing all this as an attractive Nordic girl? BS. BS, complete vindicated. I said, we need her speaking on video or I think you're right. I invited her on. I said, hey, let's just, you don't want to show your face? You don't want to dox yourself? Let's just hear your voice. Let's debate. You're going to attack me, do all these posts. Come on my show and prove you're not a fraud using a fake photo. The debate will be why you're completely wrong about Europeans being Israelites and Christianity as a deception. This was 2023. This was the number one account when I heard we're going to get location reveals that I was interested in, that I was suspicious of. And it turns out, probably had multiple people using the account, or it could have just been AI programmed. Turns out I was right all along. Literal Israeli attacking me with exposés and threads and spreading all this slander. So anytime you see somebody saying Jesus wasn't Jewish and I'm a Jew, just assume that they're Jews or retards. Retards gullible enough, coping hard enough to repeat that lie to themselves and everybody. Total meme vindication. So they tried to save face. They didn't just delete right away. They tried to save face because this looks so bad. We're going to be able to use this against them forever, like the cat's out of the bag.
Their goal is to keep the European identity Jewish, to stay relevant on top of feeding people discrediting Goy slop.
Yeah, the rhetoric, the talking points this account was promoting are discrediting. It keeps everybody retarded. It keeps everybody on the Judeo plantation and prevents any type of actual opposition to the whole institution of Judaism and all the Abrahamic flavors. So look at this. They were trying to play it off, but they deleted it now. This is all lies too. I've never been to Palestine. It said Israel, not Palestine, you cope, liar. This is very serious misinformation. Please fix it. I registered my account. I go, she just doesn't know how the internet works. Oh, she doesn't speak English all of a sudden now. Trying to play it off, trying to cover it up.
Spent $5 on Rumble. Did anyone ever look into the JQ Space Christian accounts? Wolf, Colin, Tony, and the others were always suspicious to me.
Colin sounds like a Canadian because he says a boot.
Scott sent $10. Sorry, my app glitched earlier. I think the spinning space monkey ball is a false dichotomy designed by the church for endless nonsensical arguments. Adam and Eve is just as fake as a monkey origin. One makes us subhuman though.
No, it doesn't make us subhuman. What are you talking about? Evolution does not make us subhuman. I don't know why people think of it like that. We didn't come from monkeys. Like, we literally are apes. And what is wrong with that? Most advanced ape. Be proud of it. Shit. I don't get it. Oh yeah, Wolf. I was wondering the same thing. I couldn't remember his account. It wasn't popping up for me, but he's got a crazy accent, so he could be foreign. The other account too, Tony. Yeah, I don't know if anybody. I didn't see anybody sharing it around, but oh, Scott.
Scott sent $10. Okay, sorry, my app glitched.
Well, it's not. It seems like it's still glitching. So, look, I don't have time for this, but it's a scandal to accuse me of having been in Israel. You should fix this. Yeah, you got your fake account exposed, Joanna. With your Christian cross in your bio from Israel. Yeah, you're a liar. Oh, it just happens to be wrong on yours. It just glitched on yours, I'm sure. Yours is the only one that happened to be a mistake, the most suspicious one. Imagine believing that shit. Look, this was the cope. This is the end of Twitter for me. I will hear that I'm a Jew until my ears are falling off from everyone who hates me. It was fun while it lasted, and damn Grok ruined it Twitter for me so much that I've learned here. Shut up. Shut up. You've been exposed. You're done. Look, this was damage control. I never said Adam is Jewish. I'm certainly is not. That morning you called me Greenberg. Jews in Israel like that Greenberg. Nothing more Jewish than rejecting Jesus, Greenberg. Like Jewish hands typed this from Israel. So yeah, hey, all the other big accounts that retweeted this girl, that parrot and echo the same rhetoric as this Israeli account, what do you have to say? What now? You were doing all the same shit that this Israeli account was doing. Maybe it's time to reevaluate all the garbage you've been spewing and all the lies you've been spreading, keeping everybody retarded. Here's some more fake accounts now. Look at this. America is back, says the Ivanka Trump fan account. Thank you, Jesus. America is back. 500 likes. 1 million followers. 18,000 following. That's a sign that it's a fake bot account when they follow so many followers. 1 million followers, Ivanka Trump account based in Nigeria. Promoting Christianity, some Nigeria. Look, do you believe in Jesus Christ? A, yes. B, no. 26,000 likes. See, this is all fake. This is all fake, dead internet, botted, foreign engagement bait slop. It goes to show, too. It's real easy to grift off these Christians. You live in the third world. You want to grift off some gullible sheep. You want to fleece some sheep. You shill Jesus. So not a word about this account being Nigerian. No, they're all focused on the one pagan account they found with 400 followers and acting like all the pagans are Indians now. Yeah, they have internet in Nigeria. In fact, I think there's 50 million Nigerian Christians. Top religion growing in Africa. Dude, there's so many of these too. It's all so fake. This is ridiculous. Look at this obvious AI picture. This girl, MAGA AI picture, based in Nigeria. Account based in Nigeria, honeymoon. Look at this. November 23rd. This is yesterday. I accepted Christ into my heart today. 66,000 likes. Facebook boomer engagement slop from the third world. Number one tool, grifting Jesus. This just goes to show all of the gullible Christian followers that fall for this shit. They also believe in Jesus and they fall for these cons like this. Like, what else do you need to know? This honey account. 42,000 followers, 10,000 following, another sign. Sean Stone and Michael Rivero. Followed by Michael Rivero. Fail. Dude, the American flag, the AI image. No DM. Reply girl. 6 years with NGO in Africa. I don't know how long that's been there, but it even says in Africa. And then they don't even care. Accepted Christ. All these people online, these e-crusader simps are like, oh, look at that hot girl. Yeah, we're Jesus winning. Christ is king. Pagan L. Or they'll be like, oh, Adam, you can't wake up Christians. Christianity would look so much less popular if all of this third world slop wasn't on here. If all of this engagement baiting and these bot accounts were not on here, the pagan versus Christian feud would look a whole lot different. And then when it appeared way different, people that are on the fence or not sure would be like, whoa, oh my gosh, well, maybe the pagans have a point. Because a lot of people are like, just sheep-minded, herd mentality. And if they see, oh, the Christians are more popular, well, I guess I'm on their team, right? And it's astroturfed. It's all astroturfed. This is a grifter for engagement from Nigeria. They have posted this 3 times prior. No tweets get more likes than the "I just gave my life to Christ." Look, they post this all the time. Oh my
Harry sent
God.
$15. Just remember, Adam, evolution discredit Judaism/Zionism just as much as Christianity and Islam.
I agree, yeah. It contradicts all of them. Look at this. July, what is it? August? I accepted Christ into my heart today. 76,000 views. Again, 7 hours ago. Accepted Christ in my heart. Just how many times are they going to accept Christ into their heart? It reminds me of that guy from South Korea, that grifter from South Korea. "I am the highest IQ in the world, and I give my life to Jesus. And Jesus is coming back soon, and we are in end times." And he just blows up, goes crazy viral. This is how it all is. It's all so fake and astroturfed and botted and preying off of sheep. Amazing. Here's another one. 800,000 follower Christian account based out of Kenya. Dear Self Kenya account. Let's see. Good job, Inverted, for finding so many of these, by the way. Look at this one. Dear Self, with a white guy looking at himself in the mirror. It's in Nigeria with 800,000 followers. Let's see. Who are the guilty people here that follow it? They all may be following it because they found Conor McGregor, because they found out it's Hodge twins. Dude. Watch the collapse probably started following because some of these people started following because they got exposed. I'm guessing. Here's another one. Almost every big Christian slop account is from the third world. This one's based out of Kenya. Called Dear God. 260,000 followers. And look, this one's fake too. I'm pretty sure. So it's all these foreigners just grifting off Jesus. And it's all fake. And then these Christian e-crusaders are like, "We got so many more people than you. You got ratioed. Oh, you got no motion. Your motion is like Nigerian
for me to
scammers."
swallow after I deconverted because Christianity still had some of its anti-intellectual holds on me.
Pray for Africa. Here we go. Here's another massive Christian account based in Ghana. Israel Bible 365. 390,000 followers. Based in Ghana. So we show you over and over. Meanwhile, these Christians found, like I said, one pagan account with 400 followers, and they're all parading this around and circulating everywhere as if anybody that doesn't want to believe in Yahweh is a Indian pagan scammer. Here we go. Another one, Catholic quotes based in India. And the thing is, though, is that there are lots of Christians in India. There's Christians all over the world. Most of the Christians in the world are not even white. They are from non-white, non-European countries. There's tons of Christians in Nigeria and Ghana and India. But this one, India, it's just dominating and taking over. There's billions of people in these countries. Based in India, Catholic quotes, 60,000 followers. 7,000 likes on this post from 2 days ago. Pray. Hey, goy, pray. And who knows? These could all be from like Israeli bot farms based in these countries, using slave labor to promote all this slop all over the place. Christian account with 500,000 followers based in India. But all the pagan accounts are India, right? Holy Bible based in India. Did we just show that one? 500,000 followers. Another Indian Bible account. 330,000 followers is of this The Man Maker account. 350,000 followers. We build men. Ghostwriter behind viral dating thread. DM to grow your ex account. Oh yeah, manly white guy giving masculine advice? No, it's actually a guy based in India. Amazing. Little compilation. There's Honey. We saw her. Leah. West Asia. Well, that's got a VPN too. Catholic Quotes. I think we showed that one. 60,000. Talk Church based in Africa, but that's VPN. 600,000 followers. Talk Church. Probably another African. Rosary Quotes based in India, but it has the notification there. Dear God, we showed that one. You guys get the point. We could go on and on and on with all of those. But no. Look at this. This account, 60,000 followers. I have 90,000. 14,000 likes on the one account they found. When you see people saying things like Germany belongs to its original inhabitants or Europeans need to return to their pagan roots, this is who's saying it. They found one. This is the only one they circulated anywhere. Some account with 400 followers that got 0 likes on their posts. And now they're claiming everybody that says these things.
$20 on Rumble. The Christians got catfished bad by the Joanne account. I'm still laughing about their copes. Smiley face emoji.
I haven't been seeing much of the Copes because she had me blocked. As she slandered me all the time, she had me blocked. And then everybody else in her circles all have me mass blocked too. So they found this one account. Let me look this up real quick. Europe Pagan. We found all of these huge foreign accounts that are Christian. They found this one. There's an account with 30,000 followers promoting all their slop, attacking all the pagans as being a Mossad psyop, and they ignore all that and then all want to amplify and circulate and make a big fuss over this tiny account at Europe Pagan. I have them blocked. Imagine that. And they went on lock too. 470 followers and 5,000 following. That's how you know that's a bad ratio, dude. Do you see the problem here? None of these big accounts are shit. Hold on. None of these big accounts. How come my tweet getting exposed that it's a literal Israeli promoting Jewish disinfo and calling me Jewish? I don't even get 1,000 likes, but this post from a smaller account gets 14,000 likes. Do you see the problem here? And then everybody in the replies is pointing out how much of a joke this is. Look at Joanna. Look at all these other accounts. You're going to talk about the pagan account from India? So Indians make masses of accounts on all different sides to try to see which one takes off so they can engagement farm and make money on X. But you're going to ignore this one, this fake profile picture pretending to be a Christian that was going on for 7 years and had 30,000 followers. You're not going to talk about that one. You're going to talk about this other one. Yeah, you are a fraud. You are a bad faith fraud. Oh, that reminds me. I have but all the pagan accounts are Indian, and they're going to ignore all the big, huge Indian accounts, and then this Jewish account. Actually, when you see people say things like whites are the true Israelites or you are a Jew if you don't worship our favorite Jew, this is who's saying it. Brought to you by Israel. That's who's saying it. Oh, I was going to look up my bookmarks. There's a funny meme. We'll get to the other meme too. This is the meme. Christians posting Cole is always killing it with these memes. Look at this one. So the Christian e-Crusader goes, oh, Holy Bible, 500,000 followers based in India? Oh, you're sweet. Oh, nothing to see here, but pagan account with 400 followers based in India? Oh, all pagans are Indians. Oy vey, all pagans are Indians. They're such frauds. No intellectual integrity at all. No honor at all. Guys, hey, this same account's talking about Malin. No, it's not. That was VPN Israel. We've heard her on Spaces. She's posted multiple images of herself. She showed her VPN past use roaming that was in Israel. Stop spamming that over and over again. That is nowhere. Stop trying to equivocate. This is nowhere even near Joanna or these other things. And I've never even seen you here before. So what's the deal, Panteri? Through me, I've never seen you post here before, and now you're gonna spam over and over again to try to. You're not talking about this. You're trying to spam the lie that this other account is Jewish. Enough. Here, let's look for that other meme. There was another good meme that he saw. Oh yeah, here it is. The last 48 hours is right here. Look at this. Look, the Christian says, "There's a Pidgeot in your ranks, you dumb pagan." Meanwhile, he's got all these Indians on his side, and we go, "Fuck off, you're nobody. We don't even know who you are." And then he goes, "Your turn." He goes, "You heartless racist. These are Christians. Do not redeem, sir." It's exactly how it's been going down, dude. They are such frauds. Such frauds. And they get called out on it, too. Some account nobody's ever heard of who gets 5 likes per post. And you're going to ignore all the Indians running these other accounts. And most importantly, the Jewish account. Volca Spirit nails it here. He says, "We now have solid evidence that Israeli accounts are pushing Christian identity and Aryan Jesus. We have long speculated that was the case. The vindication is glorious." I just wonder how it must feel to be an e-crusader and wake up to find out one of your favorite Aryan Jesus accounts was founded in Israel. They're pretending like it didn't happen. They're pretending like it didn't happen. That's what they're doing. All right. Okay. And that is the section of the X reveal. 49 minutes. I thought it would take about an hour. 49 minutes. Got a bunch of other stuff to talk about today, too. Fuentes had a disavow by Chuck Schumer, and there's some Fuentes stuff. There's some Joe Rogan stuff. Here, first, we're going to start with Chuck Schumer. Says, "I'm leading a resolution in the Senate to reject Nick Fuentes and his white supremacist views." They're trying to make such a spectacle out of this. I think this is why New York Times and all the left-leaning mainstream media was giving Nick so much positive, glamorous promotion and coverage, because they're going to use him to try to fracture the right and to try to paint the right as a bunch of Nazis and white supremacists, so that Chuck Schumer can get up here and grandstand and do this. And they don't care. They don't care that this is going to make Nick more popular, because that's what they want, actually. Because they want to use him as a bludgeon to bludgeon the right and fracture the right and to hype the anti-Semitic threat. Because you can't be retarded. This is obviously going to make him, the Senate, the government has never done a resolution to reject an American civilian. It's never been done. This is going to put him into the stratosphere. This is going to make him more popular than ever. This is going to have everybody talking about him more than ever. You're giving him, and they know this. They're not retarded of the Streisand effect. Anti-Semitism and white supremacy have growing and disturbing currency within the right. See the game they're doing? And then meanwhile, all the right goes, "You're a Palestinian." We must condemn anti-Semitism and white supremacy wherever and whenever it occurs. Here's the video of him doing it.
President.
And like we've been predicting, also, right on cue, need more Amalek shares. The Pope, we're saying, I called before Trump was going to do the disavow after the Tucker thing. I said, they're definitely going to ask Trump about this. They're definitely going to start asking the Pope about this. And now here we are. They're trying to put the pressure on. Jerusalem Post is trying to put the pressure on the Pope to disavow Nick, excommunicate him. I hope it happens too. Although it's part of the trap and the scheme, if they do disavow him, it'll be embarrassing for him to still promote Christianity and Catholicism when you're excommunicated and disavowed by the Pope. They already got disavowed by the bishops, the Bishops of America group. But hold on, we'll get back to that in a second.
Well,
let's hear Schumer's.
Well, 3 days ago, the President of the United States declined to condemn Nick Fuentes' hateful views and defended Tucker Carlson's decision to give Fuentes a platform. The President was asked about his thoughts on the interview. He declined to condemn Nick Fuentes. That is disgusting.
We knew that was coming. Trump was like, well, you got to get the word out. People got to decide. Like, oh, my God. I'm like, dude, that's going to – all hell is going to break loose because he said that. And right on cue.
For Donald Trump to excuse and protect the spread of Nick Fuentes' ideology confirms what many of us have long said. White supremacy and anti-Semitism are taking deep roots, unfortunately, within the Republican Party. Just as we saw from the leaked texts of young Republicans, just as we saw from text messages of administration officials, the Nick Fuentes saga on the right reveals that anti-Semitism and white supremacy have been growing with disturbing currency within the right wing and within the right wing of the Republican Party. But I know this is not true of everyone on the Republican side, especially not for many Republicans in this chamber. Therefore, I will soon lead a resolution here in the Senate rejecting Nick Fuentes and his white supremacist views, condemning Carlson's platforming of hate, and condemning anti-Semitism and white supremacy wherever and whenever it occurs. In the coming days, I will work to grow support for my resolution so the Senate can take a clear stand against hatred and anti-Semitism. I hope my Republican colleagues will join me in this effort and co-sponsor this resolution. Calling out anti-Semitism should not be a partisan issue. In fact, when we refuse to condemn anti-Semitism...
Dude, this is so stupid. What all this condemnation is going to do is make him more popular, and they know that. They know that.
...silent and fail to reject anti-Semitic rhetoric.
Rhetoric?
When we normalize hateful figures spewing disgusting anti-Semitism, that is when anti-Semitism spreads throughout society like a poisonous wildfire. Americans don't want to see that happen. So my
the Nick Fuentes, the generational run, more like the generational rug pull. More like I'm generationally rug pilled. This is just using Nick as like the modern day Hitler to frame Edom as evil and anti-Semitic so that they can abandon us and go back to Israel and we're going to collapse like they're all saying. No, it doesn't only just fracture the right, and then the left uses it to paint the right as Nazis and white supremacists and evil Edom Christian nationalists. But then it's so funny, too. These people are calling Nick a pagan, and they still don't get it. Multi-generational rug pull is what we're about to fall into.
Watch the Collapse podcast. Sent $5 on
Thanks,
Rumble.
buddy.
$5 fuck this anti-white, anti-America Jew challenge.
Thank you. Yeah, shekel challenge. Small het shekel challenge, guys. Let's go. Let's smash. If we don't smash the goal today, when the number one Hasbara disinfo account gets exposed as Jewish that's been attacking me, like we might as well hang it up. Nick is Haman. Good one, brother BD. Pretty much. That's what they're doing. And think about how he's fractured like the alt-right, the dissident right too. They want to blame me for like Christianity causing the division. He's the one saying you got to be a Catholic. You got to say Christ is king and be a Catholic and kvetch about Jews killing God. Otherwise, you're going to burn in hell and have no part in the movement. Nick is going to be Jesus first and you got to be Catholic while the Catholic Pope is condemning him and condemning anti-Semitism. Make it make sense. Pope Leo must denounce Candace Owens' Nick Fuentes for sinful anti-Semitism. All this is going to do is rally all the Christians to be huge simps and have all this sympathy and be the defenders of the Jews also. The Pope must say that Fuentes and Candace Owens do not represent Catholic teaching or Catholic values and that their anti-Semitism is sinful and dangerous. It's coming. It's coming. I thought for a while that they don't want to. They're reluctant to disavow and excommunicate because it'll just make them so much more, give them so much more notoriety. But I think we're getting at that point that it's going to happen. Some reporter somewhere is going to ask about Nick. It's what everybody's talking about. So I can't imagine him. If Trump got asked about Nick to disavow, you bet your ass the Pope is going to get asked about Nick. Okay, we got one more. Here's Laura Trump and Bill Mayer complaining about Fuentes.
I would hope
things are kind of balancing a little bit. And you know what? I will say people doing what you've done helps that so much. It really does help it so much because I think we need to remember.
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. I sent to your DM a clip of Rabbi Lazar talking about Russia's intimate relationship with Israel.
Is it a new clip? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen that one. It's old.
In reality, sent $20. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Help me, Jewish God.
no one else is doing what that I'm doing.
No, I agree
That's
with you.
the thing. Everybody else is in their fucking bubble.
We need it.
Yeah,
we need more of it.
We do.
Well,
I
I'm
think
here, Bill. I came here.
I appreciate
Hello.
it, and I always give the conservatives their props on that.
Yeah.
I say it almost every time a conservative is on the show or comes here.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I'm willing to sit down and talk to anybody.
Ask any conservative. Unfortunately, we can't ask Charlie Kirk, who was here.
That's right.
Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on real time, either here or on the show. Ask any of them. They will always, Ted Cruz, they will always say, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time. You know, now there are people who I wouldn't have here, like that little prick Nick Fuentes.
That is an
Fuentes.
unfortunate individual. And I hate that he gets associated so closely with, you know, the MAGA movement, with my father-in-law, with all of this stuff, because
Well, they should denounce him more forcefully.
Well, I mean, maybe you're right, but he is certainly not the representative that I think any of us
in many
believe
ways,
should be
I would
out
hope
front.
he. The problem, one of the problems with your father-in-law is like, if anybody likes him, he has a.
Sorry. Asha Logo, stop coping. See what they're trying to do? They're trying to equivocate and say, oh, look, there's somebody on your side was Israel.
Thanks.
No, they're not. No, they're not. We've heard this girl. She's using real photos. It was VPN Israel. She showed her VPN app previously having been connected through Israel. She was trying to get unbanned. Don't come in here and pretend like this is comparable. Stop coping. Knock it off, Asha Logo. Stop coping. He says, I've been away, but I see at least two significant figures in our circles were caught like this. One loud Christian and one loud pagan. I feel like Israel would benefit immensely from stoking fiction on both sides, but this is just speculation. I obviously can't. You're referring to Malin. Need More Amalek says. You're referring to Malin. She is authentic who VPN through Israel. Joanna, on the other hand, was using this girl's picture from Instagram. We've been accusing her and telling you guys her account is fake for 2 years. She was tweeting all the time. She was attacking and calling us all Mossad. Nice deflection. Oh, and that's all you're going to say, huh? Oh, you saw one on the other side too? These people are such frauds. Such frauds.
A real hard time not liking them.
That's true.
And that has led him to some bad things.
Yeah. Malin is real. It's not even remotely close to Joanna. Need More Amalek says, I corrected him and he liked the tweet. Okay, he did like it. Good. Asha Logos promotes all that same stupid shit. Jesus is an Aryan. Europeans are really the lost tribes of Israel. He calls me Mossad and a Jew. Fuck you, Asha Logos, trying to run cover for this. You just got exposed. Your girl got exposed and your rhetoric got exposed as Jewish propaganda. Don't give me this both sides cope. I think I had one more Fuentes one before we get into this supposed blood libel thing. Let's see. Dude, Asha is such a bitch. He wants to talk shit too and won't get on a space or a stream to debate.
36 sent $5 on Rumble.
Yep.
Josh's responses are continually disappointing. His
I didn't
debate
know
with
he had
Will
a
of
debate.
Europa a few months ago turned me away from him.
I don't know who Will of Europa is, and I had no idea that he did debate. I assume he couldn't do debates, and he can only read his scripted, narrated videos. Okay, let's see. I thought I had another. Oh, here it is. No. Oh, we have the Huckabee ambassador stuff. This is Joanna at her Unit 8200 desk trying to shut me down. This is actually who's running Joanna's account right here. Watch.
No, every day more are listening to him. We act. We gotta shut down Adam Green before Shabbos comes in. Agreed. No, every day more are listening to him. We act. We gotta shut down Adam Green before Shabbos comes in.
Gotta shut down Adam Green. Throw everything at the wall against him and see what sticks.
Every day
Hey,
more are
call it.
listening to him. We act. We gotta shut
Call
down
the 6'4" blonde hair, blue eyed, DNA out Viking a Greenberg one more time. Say Jesus isn't Jewish again. That's how it actually goes down. Okay, so the American Jewish Committee covered this demonstration, I guess we'll call it. Pretty crazy to see. I'm surprised more of this stuff kind of thing hasn't happened. Look at this video. You got Trump and Netanyahu all eating dinner. Friendsgiving, they called it. Biden's there.
Watch the Collapse podcast, sent $5 on Rumble.
Buddy.
At this point, if you're not in the KMN crew, you're 99% chance you're brown or Jewish to me. Come home, white man.
Yeah, I don't completely agree with that, though, because I know that there are white Americans or just, white people anywhere that really have been brainwashed by the Christian stuff and are sincere. But they do need to come home. If this doesn't help wake you up and get you to reevaluate all the things you've been saying and your positions, then I don't know what will. But the cope and the lies and the slander and just regurgitating your bullshit and not even willing to debate it, that's got to end. So there's Trump, Netanyahu, Biden. Did Trump have a small hat on? These masks are so creepy. It reminds me of Point Break. Wasn't that the movie Point Break where they wore those masks and they did they robbed the bank or something? Blood libel. No, they've only killed tens of thousands. But no, it's a blood libel. Centuries, they say. Killing tens of thousands of kids in Gaza, not blood libel. What is this clip? Need more Amalek? Oh, yeah. Just the Nigerian talking in the Christian anti-Semite space.
Look at the West, the way you are handling Islam with pamper gloves. You need, and the funny thing, right?
Christian brother.
Thank you to the Americans.
I love JQ Space. Christ is King, coming from Nigeria. Nigeria, brother.
Republicans, these are people that have actually said what is true about Nigeria.
Christ is King, brother.
Muslim.
All right, I can't listen to this guy. I don't know how they can listen to him either. Here's the full video. I wonder what group did this. Looks like white guys, right? Who's that?
Jesus Bryce. Sent
Thank you,
$20
Jesus
for
Bryce.
the AG was right jar. Will you have JGTV on? Turns out he's Christian. Would love to hear you educate him.
I don't know who that is. Hold on. What was that name again? Where was that? Oh, shoot. My chat's not coming up. Yeah, I didn't know that space existed either. Hold on. Where's my power chat? Union Station. Oh, they have a whole menu. Israel Friendsgiving. These guys really put some effort into this. I wonder who this was. I wonder if we know these guys. The starter is Gaza's children's limbs. 21,000 Palestinian children disabled by Israel. Oh, but talking about that is blood libel. Okay. They'll get away with that excuse too because of they drink the baby blood. They worship the devil. They're a synagogue of Satan. They killed God. They'll get away with it because of those stupid tropes. 10 plus children lose one or both legs every day since October 2023. The main course, stolen organs. Palestinian bodies routinely return missing organs. Israel illegally harvests organs from Palestinians. Dessert illegally harvested skin. Israel national skin bake, world's largest skin bake. Stolen from body. I've never heard about that one. Wow. Drink. Gaza's spilled blood. 186,000 civilians and children killed by Israel. Is that really what it is? That seems a little high from what I've heard. Jake GTV. Sorry, Jesus, I've never heard of Jake GTV. If it's turns out he's a Christian, love to hear educate him. If he wants to be educated, he can watch the videos. Okay. Oh, this one too showed up at a Cory Booker speech.
Please keep funding our genocide. Thank you, America. Oh, wow.
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. The funny thing is that I could only find one non-Jewish account sharing it on X when it first came out. I'm suspicious.
When what came out? Funny, I only find one non-Jew sharing it on X when it first came out. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Brother B?
Thank you, America. It's a very big tent. Booker for Senate. Cory Booker. 2026. Let's go. Keep voting for
Gaza. What kind of outlook do they have? You funded a genocide, and you talk about values. You voted to send bombs to Israel, and you're talking about love and values here, and children in your neighborhood? Children in your neighborhood get Twinkies and apples. They don't get bombed while going to get them.
Oh, good point. Thank you, Autonomous. That reminds me, I saw someone say that like a year ago or months ago. It got exposed that a ton of posters on 4chan also were in Israel. Like it was something like half or 40%, I think it was, of all posts coming on 4chan are a bunch of people from Israel, Israeli VPNs. Remember that story? I remember covering it on the stream. So the whole lot of Christian identity and kosher Christian conspiracies over there, a whole lot of slander and attacks on me over there, probably a bunch of Israeli networks as well. It's just safe to assume now anybody promoting kosher slop like Jesus wasn't Jewish and we was the real Israelites and claiming I'm Mossad, it's safe to assume that they're either Mossad or they're influenced by Mossad or they're just desperately coping. Safe to assume. Okay. Let's hear this. Obama speechwriter. Oh, I should have played this with the Fuentes thing. This is the one I was looking for. Former Obama speechwriter tells a Zionist conference that Tucker and Fuentes' America First are the same vibe and they have mass appeal. She seems scared.
I mean, this is the basic breakdown of liberalism, right? And this is like, there are no more sides. When they're like, well, this side is this, there's no sides, okay? There's basically kind of people across the spectrum now are doing kind of the same thing. Like Mamdani's idea of like, look, you're taking away money from really good, struggling folks here at home to give it to fund American, Israeli apartheid. Kind of same vibe as America First, right? You're taking good money at home, you're using it to give it to these power.
Okay, Brother B, I scrolled up and I see what you're talking about. The Friendsgiving protest. You're saying, yeah, I only saw Jew accounts sharing that too. I didn't see anybody else. It didn't like pop up and explode and go viral on like anti-Semitism Twitter. It was all promoted by the Jews from the start. But I don't know. I don't think that's a Jew controlled op. It didn't seem like it to me.
Jews. So like to see both parts of the world kind of focusing in on that. And, I know Spamberger won. I know Marky Sherrill won. That's very heartening to me. Those are my Democrats. But I also worry that in some number of years, when millions of college-educated Americans are out of work because of AI, they're going to feel as aggrieved as a lot of working class folks who are out of work because of globalization. And like, these are people who, they spent tens of thousands of dollars to get an education. They did everything right. They're going to be unemployed. And I kind of think that Mamdani message of like, it's because of the Jews and here's some free stuff and bad policy ideas. Like, I think that
Mamdani has never said it's because of the Jews. They're really fear-mongering about Mamdani so much. I have not seen all of this. They're acting like he's Hitler or something.
Birchbone sent $5. They want you to play the role of Edom without knowing you're Edom, and thousands of gullible goy fall for it.
Right. And then we try to wake people up and say, no, they think you're Edom, and they go, no, they're
Jocelyn
Edom.
sent $5
Actually,
on
they're
Rumble.
Edom, though.
The Christians have changed the name of Joshua son of Nun to Jesus, so that they could claim he prefigures their crucified teacher, Celsus, 177 CE.
Interesting. I forgot he said that.
that's going to be pretty appealing
Thank you,
to a lot
Jocelyn.
of college-educated folks. And I think Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes are going to be really appealing, especially to younger people. So, like, maybe this won't happen. Maybe the sane normies will win out. I don't know, but that's not, social media is a global medium. You used to get your news, if you were in America, from American news sources. Like, you had to go to a really weird bookstore to find Al Jazeera, but now your phone will just send that to your kid's brain, and that's where our young people are getting their news. And so I don't know. I don't see a lot of sane normie input coming at especially younger people.
She doesn't see it going away. I guess they need to flee. They're desperate measures. Desperate times require desperate measures, or they're just not safe and they're gonna have to flee. That's the type of rhetoric we're seeing here.
Not to be negative or anything. I'm super. We have Israel though. Like, unlike my bubby. I mean, how scary were the 1930s without Israel? My bubby must have been terrified. But look, we have Israel. It's great.
Oh, see, they have Israel. It's 1930s America. Time to flee to Israel. There's your rhetoric again. They're all doing it. That's the crushing of Edom rug pull we're about to see. Wow. Let's see Joel Berry. You know what? We're good on time. We're going to come back to that and do a little bit of this. Eric Metaxas, big Christian influencer, talking about anti-Semitism on Dinesh D'Souza's show. Let's do a rise of anti-Semitism today and hear what they have to say.
Well,
let's hear the Christian propaganda, the real Christians' response to the E-Crusader satanic heretics.
Hey there, folks. Welcome. Today, my guest is my friend Dinesh D'Souza. I got to tell you, Dinesh, most people listening to this program, watching it, they already know you. I've known you for years, but what you've been saying lately has really grabbed my heart. I've been really thrilled to be following you on social media, to hear you bravely speaking against the diabolical madness of anti-Semitism in our culture, calling out Tucker Carlson. You and I,
guard lost his.
Thank you, Asylum.
Sent $10 on Rumble. I was getting Christian fatigue from getting called Indian every 2 seconds. They can never use that line again, lol.
The truth is that they found one. They only found one tiny account that none of us even knew about that got no engagement at all. They've been saying, the Christians have been using this line on the internet for a while now, like curse Vishnu, they say, like implying that anybody that's criticizing the Abrahamic religions or is being pro-pagan is a secret Indian. And the best you could find was one account that was 400 followers. Meanwhile, all the top big Christian slop accounts are from India and Africa. And they're acting like they're the ones that got the W here.
Mind had a single bad evening, so to speak, and just kind of let Nick go on and on. By itself, I don't think it would have provoked the kind of outrage it did. But when you see what Tucker has been up to really for the past several months, you realize that something much larger is going on. I mean, it's uncharacteristic of even the old Tucker, right? The old Tucker would not have praised Sharia law as having some good.
They're calling it the Tucker apocalypse. The Tucker cost. Actually, that's what they're calling it. The Tucker cost.
social benefits. The old Tucker would not say that Hamas is not really a terrorist group, but a political movement. The old Tucker would never have come to the defense of Nicolas Maduro, the socialist narco-terrorist dictator of Venezuela. So all of this is so unexpected that something larger is afoot. And the Nick Fuentes episode is part of
Inverted
all
_
that.
metal sent
I think the
$5 on
importance
Rumble.
of you and I
Clapping
speaking
emoji.
out
Inverted.
is that we're not Jews. You know, Tucker would love to have it be Tucker and Candace against Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin, because then he gets to say, look, it's the Jews I'm going up against. But we are very awkward for him because we're Christians. We've done a lot of work in history and apologetics. We actually know what we're talking about. So we're a great embarrassment to the theological and political absurdities that have been put out by Mr. Tucker Carlson.
Well, listen, again, when I wrote my book on Dietrich Bonhoeffer, I have to say, I simply never dreamt that we could get to a place, because I grew up, my parents were in World War II. The history, it seems so recent to me. So the idea that we would be far along enough that we would see a rise again of anti-Semitism, it was unthinkable to me. So to see the rise of it and so on and so forth is bizarre. But to then see people that we would think of as allies in the conservative movement take the most bizarre turn and say things that are, I think what gives me confidence in saying what I'm saying, Dinesh, is
These guys are so boring.
Times I'm
hold
well
on.
aware.
This is where
of
I
my
skip
own
to.
ignorance. I think, well, I must be missing
Spiritual
something.
war behind anti-Semitism.
There's no doubt in my mind, zero doubt, that the explanation for anti-Semitism is diabolical. It is satanic.
Satanic.
God loves the Jews, chose the Jews. Now, of course, that's complicated.
See, so the E-Crusaders with no institutional power, Anons on the internet, a couple influencers, they call you satanic. They call you heretics. And you can say they're not real Christians, but they have all the power. They're the ones with the mega churches. They're the ones with all the huge platforms and the big book deals and the mainstream access. So all you're doing is playing the heel and the controlled op and the villains and the boogeyman and going nowhere. And you're pointing at each other saying, you're satanic. No, you are. Goes nowhere.
But if you want to know what is the explanation for this, what is all this Jew hatred? What is this?
It's satanic. It's demonic. They're Amalek. They're the darkness, just like what the Kabbalah rabbis say, basically.
It, to me, proves that the devil hates what God loves. We Christians believe that the Lord chose the Jewish people, created the Jewish people, so that out of those people he would bring his Messiah, who would enable the entire world beyond Israel to worship the God of the Jews. It's the most beautiful story. It is a beautiful story. And so what we're talking about here is a satanic hatred of the Jews, which to me proves that the Jews are special, because there is no other explanation. But I still
This is what Jews believe too.
With somebody like Tucker, why would he buy into this? I find it, it's one thing to say it has a spiritual explanation. I agree with that. But I still don't quite get why he would buy into this or why he would have an animus toward the Jews. I don't understand it.
I mean, the way I try to think about it is I reject the idea that Tucker is doing this for money. Tucker is from an affluent family. He has a very large following, which he can monetize. He does not need Qatar to pay his electric bill. So whether or not he's on the payroll, I don't know. But the truth of it is, I don't think that's his real motive. I do take more seriously Tucker's idea that he was attacked and perhaps somehow overtaken by a demon. This has actually not gotten close scrutiny, I think, because some people just dismiss it out of hand. They think it's just laughable and absurd. You and I don't dismiss it out of hand because we believe that demonic attacks and spiritual warfare are real. I've looked at the sort of demon reports from Tucker. He's given about 3 different versions of what happened to him. And with each version, there is new details. I think when you put it all together and combine all the versions, it doesn't really make sense. So I don't actually know what's going on. If someone tells me I'm attacked by a demon, I tend to believe them. But on the other hand, you also have to be a little skeptical when people are talking about these things. It's kind of similar if someone says, I just witnessed a miracle, my arm grew 6 inches. You'd be like, all right, well, can I see a photo of your arm before? Can I see a photo of your arm now? Let me see if I can see some noticeable difference. So in other words, a certain measure of critical scrutiny, I think, is very justified here. But I don't write that off. In fact, when I was on Roseanne Barr's podcast, it was pretty funny because she's like, oh no, it's she goes, the demonic explanation is real. Tucker needs an exorcism. She's like, I even know the name of the demon. I'm like, Roseanne, what's the name of the demon? She's like, oh no, there's a name for the demon of anti-Semitism in the sort of rabbinic literature. And she told me what it is, Eric. I can't recall it now.
Amalek?
Well,
the demon of anti-Semitism.
Considerable knowledge of the demonic and that spiritual world. And I know many people who know infinitely more than I do about it. And it's because of my friendship with them, my friend Ken Fish, and many others, that I take this very seriously. And so I guess my question would be, why in the world would someone like Tucker Carlson, whom I have respected and liked, why would he make something like this up?
Thank you, Asylum.
Extremely high
Asylum
bar.
8 sent $5 on Rumble. Confess you were possessed by a demon, Tucker.
I know. These kooks are like, you think it's real? Like, well, demons are real, but he might be saying it to grift. Tucker's like, I got attacked by a demon in bed with dogs, and it just made me want to go read the Bible. And you think they're wondering, they're contemplating if it really happened or not. This just shows you.
To believe
Christians don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Make something like this up out of whole cloth. I don't see him as some kind of unhinged liar. So
I do.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That he would just have made it up?
Yes.
Well, look, people do have, we even say in colloquial discourse, someone has a demon. And in colloquial discourse, it means that you could have a perfectly normal person, but then
an anti-Semitic demon infiltrated Tucker's mind. That's what they're running with. This is the serious conversation that we're having right now. It reminds me of a movie. I think Russell Crowe was in it. He was an exorcist. I watched it on a plane years ago. I've talked about it before. In it, he's an exorcist, and he finds out that some demon had possessed all of the Catholic Church, and that's why it was a demon through the Catholic Church that was persecuting the Jews and did the Spanish Inquisition and stuff. Very Kabbalistic type of possessed by Amalek.
Say a
storyline.
They're a serial killer, or they're a pathological adulterer, or there's some aspect of their life that is radically inconsistent with the rest of it. And when it comes out, it's a complete shock. I mean, think of all the people, when they go to the neighbor's house and they say, did you believe that the guy lived there? Like, oh no, there's a great guy, So what I'm getting at is there is a hidden dimension, I think, to people sometimes. With the Tucker episode, look, there are really three possibilities, right? One is he made it up. Number two is he had some kind of a psychotic episode. I mean, you see all these people humorously saying, well, he always keeps talking about the dogs in his bed. Well, the dogs did it. So the second possibility is some sort of a hallucinatory or psychotic episode. And the third possibility is there really was a demon. Now, the reason I think the whole thing is weird to me is this is the story in brief. Tucker basically says this happened to him, right? He wakes up horrified. Now, he doesn't just go back to sleep. He goes outside.
I'm taking crazy pills.
Dude, this is the type of discourse because of these kooky Christians.
Tucker basically says this happened to him, right? He wakes up horrified. Now, he doesn't just go back to sleep. He goes outside. And in the latest detail, his wife gets up and they speak about it. And then weirdly, nobody, cleans up his wounds, no bandages, nothing. He apparently goes right back to sleep. And then he wakes up and he, quote, wonders if it's a dream. Now, again.
No, he said he had a instinct, or he had a desire to read the Bible for some reason. I don't understand it. Well, I guess maybe Jesus and God sent a demon to make you say Christ is king.
Something happens and you go right back to sleep, you can wonder if it's a dream. But if something happened to me, let's say a home invasion, I woke up, I went outside, my wife came, we had a conversation. Tucker even says he read some of the Bible, and then I say I went back to sleep and I woke up and was really surprised to see blood on the sheets. I mean, that is unbelievable in the literal sense of the term. You can't really believe it. It doesn't make any sense.
Interesting. I think I disagree with you, but I at least have a better idea of how it's possible that there would be confusion. I think what happened, again, I don't know what his motive would be to make something like that up. And I do think when he reported on it at first, a year or so ago, I actually texted him because I know people who have tremendous wisdom and maturity about this, who can pray for you. This is serious. I mean, this is a serious thing. People ought not to take these things lightly. And so I still am not convinced that he would make it up. I do think that the idea that he would make it up is it's far crazier to me that he would completely make it up than that there's truth to it. But I guess we can put that aside for a moment. What I still don't understand is why he would.
It's the opposite.
I hate certain neologisms like platform, but
here we go.
The Fuentes thing is one thing. I mean, Fuentes is so despicable. It just breaks my heart that he has such a big following. But people like the historian Cooper, I guess, who are making the villain of World War II to be Churchill. There's always truth in every lie. I have always myself wondered how sick that we have to ally with the demonic Joseph Stalin to defeat Hitler. I mean, there's a conversation to be had there, okay? But there's something about the way that Tucker has done this, and it does, I'm sorry to say, remind me of the way Candace goes about it. There's a level of sloppiness, and it's taking advantage of the naivete and ignorance of one's audience. That's what I see going on. And none of that makes sense to me, why he would be pivoting in this bizarre direction. You say he doesn't need the money. I agree, but I don't understand why he would be pivoting in that direction.
Well, the short look.
Because it's wildly popular online, and he got mogged by Groypers and Nick. That's one reason. Or more sinister, he's part of some Alex Jones, Fuentes network that's being allowed to promote this Rise of Edom, Christ Crusader controlled op thing.
I'm just applying, Eric, the logic of Occam's razor. The reason he's pivoting in that direction is that is his direction, right? In other words, we start off with the idea that he is going some other way, and you're like, I don't know why he made a swerve in the road and went in this direction. Well, maybe that's where he wanted to go. And look, there is an eerie consistency to what he's saying. Take let's identify the 7 or 8 positions that Tucker has taken that are sharp departures from anything that mainstream.
Okay, I've had enough of that. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. I want to hear what these See Through It All clips of Joel Berry, who retweeted him, by the way. Joel Berry, who has had me blocked for a long time on Tim Pool. He's one of the top guys at Babylon Bee. Just doesn't seem funny at all whatsoever. Maybe he doesn't write the jokes. He does something else, but seems very dry. Admits Christianity limits your ability to fight back against your enemies. So true. Let's hear this.
Our enemy is a by any means necessary enemy.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn 8 sent $5 on Rumble. Both Jews and Christians serve the same angry, invisible tyrant who forbids images, despises the ancient gods, and teaches men to hate their own ancestors. Porphyry 280 CE by Augustine.
Nice. That's a really good quote. In fact, I think that one needs to go in my book. That's a good one. Thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn.
They only want power. They'll do whatever it takes to achieve it.
Super based comment.
And here we are on our side as Christians. I'm a Christian. We have rules. We have morals. We have things that we can't do, right? I think that we should do whatever it takes, tactically and otherwise, to win, short of violating Scripture. And that's what makes the fight unfair. But here's the thing. Here's where faith comes in as a Christian. We believe in a God who rules the universe, who is on the throne, who used Gideon's 300 men to defeat an army.
Our magical heavenly Jesus is on the throne. It may look like we're losing, but he's actually already won. He's the king in heaven. Okay, my invisible king.
Of thousands, who used David to defeat a giant, who says, trust not in horses and chariots, but trust in the name of the Lord, not by might, not by power, not by strength, but by my spirit, says the Lord. It is an asymmetrical fight. There are
rigged against us
that we can't do as Christians. This is also very important.
So they can't fight back, they have to love their enemy, turn the other cheek, and just pray for Jesus to save them. They're put at a disadvantage to fighting back, and it makes us weak. It holds us back. It puts us at a disadvantage. Thanks, Christians. Great.
This is also very important. When speaking to especially young men who are coming up and going to be politically active and hopefully going to be trying to save this country, I am not willing to send them down a road that I think will rot away their souls so that I can win. I'm not going to tell them.
So you got to, if you'll lose, but then you'll go to heaven. Great deal. Dude, he's completely encapsulating one of the major problems within Christianity and is virtue signaling as he does it and doesn't even realize. No self-awareness.
No enemies to the right. You have to shut up about this certain evil that is bothering your conscience because it's not tactically beneficial to our side. And again, that is a cripple. That's a handicap on our side. But as Christians, we have to have faith that God is gonna bless it.
Handicapped because of your faith. So true. So true.
Our enemy.
And they don't get it. One of the primordial chaos is one of the most honest things I've ever heard a Christian say. And meanwhile, what is he saying to all like the anti-Semitic e-Crusader Christians? He's calling you pagans. He's calling you pagans, and then you turn around and go, you pagans, you evil pagans. Nothing they fear more than Jesus, pagans. Yeah, it's a good point, SBF. It's kind of like Nick, who in the clip we played the other day, the other stream, he admitted that if people are allowed to read the Bible, that it leads to like subversion. He's like, you need Catholic gatekeepers to interpret it, because if you just read it, it turns into like all this like leftist, communist liberals and weak people, and yeah, should be a wake up call. Being called a pagan by Joel Berry is a compliment. Let's see.
Are comparable. Someone who's human trafficked and bought children you would not work with.
Work with? Probably no.
Except Dave Rubin.
No, they might say
yes. Okay, Tim Pool W.
Agree with, you know, like
Tim Pool W.
I won't work with Dave Rubin. I won't unite with him in ministry or you know, start a media company with him. But if he tweets something that I agree with, I might like the tweet.
Do you believe that
that's not uniting with him or working with him?
Do you believe that the actions that Dave Rubin has taken are comparable to what you said about the millstone and, you know, biblical solutions to these issues?
I don't know. I don't know what Dave Rubin has done.
Oh, you want to drown us?
Paying
I don't want to speculate.
Paying a woman to carry a child for which he then took custody of.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Dave Rubin hired a woman to birth children. He gave her money. And now he has full custody of those children. I'm trying to be very delicate.
Benjamin,
this is probably why he got uninvited from Amfest.
And Dave has been very good to me, but I think it's important to point out that in this regard, this is viewed by Christians, people on the right in general, as one of the most abhorrent things a human being can do.
Right.
Paying a woman to birth children and then taking those children from her is buying those children. There are many people who are going to say your willingness to align in any capacity, I'm not saying go to conventions with or whatever, but to view as an ally, an individual has done such a thing, is far beyond anything Nick has ever done. And by all means, if you want to point out, here's where we draw more
defending
lines,
Nick.
Here's my issue, totally fine. Again, I see Oren as saying, I'm willing to accept these truths, and you making excuses as to why it's not the case in your capacity.
Okay, I'll try to say this again. There's a difference between uniting with someone who is a sinner, who has done bad things in his personal life for a good cause.
Tim Pool pretending like he cares, probably.
A good person or someone who believes all the right things on paper for an evil cause. And that's the way I see this. I think Nick represents an evil movement and an evil cause, regardless of how he behaves in his personal life. Dave Rubin, I don't know enough about his politics. I've never really interacted with him.
But he doesn't receive the ire of your faction of conservatives the way Nick does.
If Dave Rubin was a constitutional conservative who cares about American freedom and preserving the Constitution, I will unite with him for that cause in spite of it. So
you can unite with Nick on specific issues that you agree with him on.
I don't see anything I agree with him. I mean, like,
you don't agree with him that there's anti-white bigotry?
Okay, yeah, I do. I mean,
that seems like an easy one.
So you can unite with him on that front then.
This is a struggle session for a pro Nick Fuentes struggle session for Joel Berry.
Saying the same things as him, uniting with him, then yes, but I don't.
Nobody's here.
No.
What do you expect? Do you think we're putting him in your backpack that you're just going home for dinner? Like, no one's here saying like, hey man, you got to go have beers with Nick. You have to, you need to, go. Like, it's just saying the people who are trying to kill us are the enemy right now.
I'll put it like
let's
this.
actually focus on them, and then we can come back around and be like, maybe this guy isn't saying the things we want him to say.
We do got to wrap, so I'll just say one more thing, and then I'll let whoever wants the last word have the last word. Megyn Kelly and Dave Rubin do content together all the time. She does not lambast him over the issue that he hired a woman to birth children for him, which he then took in exchange for money. She does not get any flack from you over this.
I already explained this.
If
Dave Rubin was out there and he had a nonprofit and a cause that we need to
again, it's all equivocation, and it's all this like, well, he didn't go quite far enough. So
no, it's not equivocation. It's the difference between personal life and what you
it's
are
the difference
standing
between
for.
Selecting what you want to punch on. You're just picking what you want to punch on. That's all.
No, it's not.
It's
picking
okay.
What I want to punch
Just
on.
be honest about it.
It's not picking what I want to punch.
Here's my view: the Babylon Bee and the individuals in your periphery, people like Konstantin Kaizen Trigonometry. I think you guys do great work. I'm a huge fan of the Bee. But I think everybody is going to focus on the world that they're trying to create, and they're willing to take whatever they can to get there. There are some people, however, what I see in this faction of accusing this side of being woke right is hypocrisy. And again, this is the last thing I'm going to say. So just let me finish this final thought, and then I'm done, and we can do final thoughts because we're way over. But it was fun. It was fun. Is this point about Dave Rubin has posted, he has made numerous posts about surrogacy.
Has he?
Yes. And
I haven't seen any of them. You'd have to show them to me.
I suppose if you were focused on this issue,
this guy McIntyre, this other guy that's on here,
which is my point.
His name is like Aaron McIntyre. I'm pretty sure he's like in tight with Duganist.
Megyn Kelly with a page.
I think he works for the Blaze also, being very pro Nick. The Duganist being very pro Nick.
Babylon Bee that was deemed egregious against Megyn Kelly, and it had to be deleted. She has had conversations with Dave numerous times and never been criticized for him being a gay married man and having surrogate children. This means the issue isn't that pressing nor as offensive to you as Nick is, and that's fine. That was always allowed. However, my point then is there are individuals in whatever faction that are unwilling to admit they overlook certain trespasses if they believe that there are actions being taken that benefit them in the long run. That's my view of these things. I just see Aaron and these individuals on this side admitting it outright, and Matt Walsh, for instance, and I see the side accusing others of being woke right, of refusing to accept what they themselves are doing.
Okay, I think there's one more. Oh, yeah, calling Nick not a real Christian and calling him pagan.
When you look at someone like Jasmine, do you think Nick Fuentes is evil?
We're all evil. I mean, we're all sinners. We all deserve the glory of God.
When you look at someone like Jasmine Crockett,
I think that what he is advocating for is particularly and uniquely evil. And yes, I think he's part of it. I think he's part of a very evil movement. Yes.
Can you quantify specifically? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Just to understand your view of what he's advocating for.
Yeah. I think that he is. I think he's a nihilist. I think he's.
They say the same thing to us.
For racial hatred. I think he is dividing the conservative movement, destroying it from within.
There's the cope.
I think that what he represents.
Stop being divisive.
Really, I mean, I know he claims Christianity. He's not a Christian. He's a pagan.
So,
he represents a post-Christian.
Nothing they fear more.
That, like Romans 1, worships the creature over the creator. That worships the forces of nature.
So why do you believe that? Like, what has he said? Because that's the antithesis of what he's said. And you don't got to take his word for it, but there's a few things that I think are interesting. One, again, like...
I look at his fruit. I don't care what he says.
Doesn't care what he says. Okay. Okay, so you guys see the story that Ambassador Huckabee, met secretly with top Israeli spy Jonathan Pollard? Met with him at the Israeli embassy. And I had heard a little bit more about Pollard. I was reminded of the fact that what he did was he stole super top, high level, top secret information from America and then gave it to Israel. They paid him cash for it. And then Israel, in turn, gave that to our enemy, the Soviets, the Russians, gave that stolen information from the Jew Pollard in order to like have some Jews be freed for Russia or something. They sold it behind our back, the stolen info from their spy. And then our ambassador goes and meets with this guy. And then Pollard says that the CIA leaked this meeting Dude, Huckabee should be fired for this. Trump stands by Huckabee for meeting convicted Israeli spy? No way.
Meeting with Jonathan. Thank you. Ambassador Mike Huckabee had a meeting with Jonathan Pollard, a former U.S. citizen who was convicted and spent 3 decades in jail for selling state secrets to Israel. Did the White House know that that meeting was going to happen? Does the administration condone it?
The White House was not aware of that meeting, but the president stands by our ambassador, Mike Huckabee, and all that he's doing for the United States and Israel.
Doesn't matter. Goes and meets with an Israeli traitor. Does not matter. Okay, here, let's see what Pollard says.
Now, it was very clear to me, Daniel, that there was somebody.
Yeah, and Trump pardoned him too, right? Or commuted his sentence.
Contacted a superior, perhaps, back in Washington, and that person had contacted the New York Times. It was clear that whoever contacted or made this meeting, that made their superior in Washington aware of the meeting.
So they were going to do it in secret.
Of the meeting.
Thanks to the white hats that revealed the secret meeting and exposed the traitors in our government meeting with traitors.
That made their superior in Washington aware of the meeting, didn't know the substance of the meeting. They were not privy to the meeting, they weren't present, and they really hadn't heard anything about it, except for the fact that the meeting had been held. It was clear to me also at the time of the interview that the meeting was going to be used as a weapon against the ambassador, perhaps to have him recalled.
You're actually
and I
seeing
got
that
this
on-
from the
on
substance
Twitter right now.
of the interview. Right. It's quite clear. In my guess, as far as who may have been involved in this matter, I think is centered on the CIA station at the embassy.
I would guess
They
that
really
the CIA
haven't been
I
replaced.
would guess that the CIA station probably hates you.
Yeah, and when they became aware of it,
and they
I
should,
think they organized this hit on the ambassador. You have to understand. I have a lot of disagreements with President Trump, but there's one thing that we're both in agreement on.
Why would they be meeting with him?
Be purged completely from top to bottom. From
oh my God, this foreign Israeli spy says our CIA needs to be purged of what, the anti-Semites that leaked your meeting, purged of everybody that wouldn't cover up our secret meeting. Dude, the chutzpah of these guys is incredible.
Leftist progressive holdovers.
Jocelyn 8 sent $5 on Rumble. When Pollard was released, he was flown on a private plane provided by Sheldon Adelson and kissed the ground in front of Netanyahu's feet when he landed in Israel.
Yeah, greeted to a hero's welcome by Netanyahu as well. So pathetic.
Going back to the Obama administration, certainly the Biden administration. I don't trust the CIA. They're not friends of Israel. I know this, unfortunately, from personal experience.
And listen to what the Huckabee in these latest viral clips from these interviews.
But you can't be a Christian and not. I get asked all the time because
who is that? Is that?
I get asked.
Is
all
this
the time
Hulk's daughter?
They say, "Well, why are you so supportive of the Jewish people?" I get asked all the time because I'm a Christian, and they say, "Well, why are you so supportive of the Jewish people?" I said, "You can be Jewish. You don't have to have anything to do with Christians, but you can't be a Christian and not understand that your entire faith is built on the foundation of Judaism." So for Christians, we look at this as an obligation, a moral debt that we must repay. And therefore, I don't understand anyone who says, I'm a Christian, but I don't really want to support the Jews. Well, how can you do that? But it is not the view of those of us who are what I would call biblical believers that accept that what the scripture says about the Jewish people. In Genesis 12, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. It gets pretty simple. I say there's a miracle every day in this country. I get asked all the time because I'm a Christian, and they say, well, why are you so supportive of the Jewish people? I say,
favorite verse, so cucked. Here's another one.
But you can't be a Christian and not understand that your entire faith
Okay, we played that clip. Entire faith is built on Judaism. But yeah, keep running around saying no such thing as Judeo-Christian when we all know you're a spinoff from a Jewish religion.
Semitism announced it was cutting ties with the.
So in Genesis, when the scripture says God will bless those who bless Israel and curse those who curse Israel, we don't argue with God about that.
Conservatives are regrouping after a task force set up to fight anti-Semitism announced it was cutting ties with the influential conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation.
Mike Huckabee.
The foundation's president is facing criticism for defending Tucker Carlson after he hosted far-right influencer, white nationalist, and anti-Semite Nick Fuentes on his podcast. The anti-Semitism task force met publicly Tuesday for the first time since the split happened about 2 weeks ago. NPR political correspondent Sarah McCammon was there, and she joins me now in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so how did the anti-Semitism task force find itself separating from Heritage?
Yeah, just to step back a little bit, Tucker Carlson's interview with Nick Fuentes triggered a backlash from some prominent Republicans because Fuentes has this long history of extreme remarks. He's praised Hitler, proudly called himself a racist. It rose to another level after the Heritage Foundation president, Kevin Roberts, defended Carlson. As a result, the National Task Force to Combat Anti-Semitism announced it was cutting ties with Heritage.
Okay, so now they've reformed independently. What's next?
Well, they say the events of the past few weeks have broadened their focus as a group. And one of the task force co-chairs, Luke Moon, says they had been focused on what they describe as left-wing anti-Semitism.
The fight on the left is still happening. That is not done. That is a work that still has to
now
go
they're
on.
shifting back to the right.
But we now have an emergent threat on the right.
And so, Leila, now the task force wants to push back forcefully against rhetoric from people like Fuentes.
Right, and he's an influential person. You were there. Who else was in the room?
Well, there were a lot of conservative Christian groups and some conservative-leaning Jewish leaders, and several prominent evangelical leaders were present, too. Plus, President Trump's ambassador to Israel, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, spoke to the group through a video message.
So in Genesis, when the scripture says God will bless those who bless Israel and curse those who curse Israel, we don't argue with God about that.
So Huckabee tried to make the case for Israel from the Bible and told the group that Christians should have respect for Judaism because their faith comes from it.
Okay, now the last few clips we're going to do are from this woman who we played the other day. She had the crazy clip where it's like, if the West doesn't love the Jews, they will fall. They will be crushed. Jewish Zionist activist Melanie Phillips at the pro-Israel conference has some real zingers. The Rage Against Hate event. Let's hear some of these.
We are seeing an alliance, an unholy alliance between the left and the Islamists, an alliance which has turned language and thought in itself inside out to produce an image of demonic Jewish control over the world. It is as if we are living through a posthumous victory of both Stalin and Hitler. Why has this happened? There are many reasons, complicated. Holocaust guilt by the West is part of it. The idea that they can never again have the reality of the Jew as victim. They have to cast the Jew instead as the victimizer to escape their own historic guilt, not just for the Holocaust, but for centuries of Jewish persecution. We have the rise of identity politics based on the hatred of the Western nation state, the hatred of Western culture itself, which has produced for decades an onslaught by Western intellectual elites on the West's core values. And the onslaught on the West's core values has meant an onslaught on Judaism, because it is Judaism, although Christianity is, of course, the infrastructure upon which the West is based, but Christianity didn't come from nowhere. One could say Christianity was a Jewish sect that got slightly out of hand.
A Jewish sect that was targeted, that went over to the Gentiles.
Secular or religious, a Jewish sect that got slightly out of hand.
No, it did what it was supposed to do. Slightly out of hand. Not completely out of hand, only slightly out of hand.
We're very shy of saying.
See that? Notice the difference. Not completely out of hand, Only slightly. It only did a little too harsh a persecution sometimes. Because it's a meme, and once it's out of their hands, it has a life of its own. And it only slightly, they all recognize it's a Jewish sect that Judaized the world, only slightly backfired a little bit, which still ultimately benefits them. Very revealing quote here. Remember, she made a similar statement, though. They asked if she would prefer for Israel if the Goyim were to be religious or non-religious, and she says she wants kosher Christians. She wants Noahide Christians.
Concerning being religious or coming back to being civilized, there are two different agendas. One of Rav Ori Sherki, who sit with us today, that says that the Goyim should be Bnei Noach. They shouldn't.
The Goyim should be Noahides. That's what they said. The Goyim should be Noahides. Let's hear her answer. She goes, yes, they should be Christians.
Be like religious Christians. And the second is Yoram Chazonis or Dennis Prager's or maybe other conservative intellectuals who say to them, be good Christians. So which agenda do you think is the best?
Be good Christians. But please, be good Christians of the kind of Christian that love us. Because it's possible. I mean, do I have to say the obvious? Jesus was a Jew. It does come as a bit of a shock to some Christian audiences that I try that on.
Owned.
But there's no reason why
never overcoming it.
Love the Jewish people and be a Christian. There are millions of Christians in America. I don't know, I'm pointing at you, but anyway, there are millions of Christians in America who love the Jews. And I know there are plenty of American Jews. I know they don't really, because they all want to convert us at the end of days, to which I say, well, I'll take my chances on that when I meet them at the end of days. And
see, they're not worried.
Ludicrous. So, but if they're not from Christians, then they're not going to be Christians. And if they're not going to be Christians, what are they going to be? They're going to be nothing. And if they're going to be nothing, then the society is nothing, I'm afraid. So,
so the fanatical Zionist Jew promotes Christianity and wants you to be good Noahides. How about that? I thought it was nothing they feared more. Funny, vindicated again.
Because the West is itself.
Here's this woman, by the way.
By a culture. Because the West is itself gripped by a cultural death wish. The Western culture that stands against the Jews is going down. The West will survive only if it decides to love itself and if it decides to love us, the Jewish people, instead of disdaining us and trying to erase what makes the Jewish people special and what's made the West special too. Because the
See, acknowledge that your Judeo-Christian values, without them, you'd have nothing as Christians in the Christian West. Love them and their special mission on earth and acknowledge their God and love them and be good Noahides. Otherwise, you will be destroyed and crushed. That's what this woman says. And she also promotes Christianity.
Yes, I want them to be from Christians.
And only slightly
observant Christians.
Came out of hand.
In my view, no reason why an observant Christian cannot love the Jewish people as the parent religion of their religion. There's no reason at all. It's a deformation, or it's a big deformation. But I mean, it's perfectly possible to be an observant Christian and not want Jews to be destroyed, to actually love them and to revere them as the source of your own religion. I think. I'm sorry about that if I've.
We're all talking about Rabbi Risharki here. It's interesting. So
Interesting answer. Hey, breaking news from my boy Dom Trippy. X to bring back the feature that displays what country accounts were originally created in. Good. I hope they bring that one back. That's the most important one. Because that one, I don't know if it could identify if it was with a VPN or not, but that's how we busted Joanna, was because the account it was originally created in. Otherwise, we would have just known VPN in Sweden. But getting the picture exposed, too, was huge, but that's good. Oh, and by the way, obviously mine says U.S., created in U.S., and still in U.S., but honestly, nobody has ever accused me of not being in the U.S. I'm just too face forward, and I've done videos out on the beach, and I'm obviously just a California kid. Okay.
We are seeing an alliance.
We got another clip of her. Oh, we did that one. Here we go.
Israel, which people have not seen before. Now there is a spirit abroad in Israel, which people have not seen before, a spirit among younger people. They will not be diverted from defeating the enemy. It is no longer enough simply to what was called mowing the lawn, to keep the enemy down on the basis that they're always going to be there and we're always going to fight them. No, enough. We will now fight to defeat the enemy because we know that only defeating the enemy is what we should be doing. And there's been a realization that this idea of mowing the lawn, this idea of not going too far, this idea of doing what the world expects us to do, that is galut mentality. That is diaspora mentality.
Exile.
That is trying to please and appease the world, but the world we now understand from what we've been living through and are still living through.
She's going to say the world hates them no matter what, so they can just do whatever they want to do and it doesn't matter. That's what she's going to say. That's the mindset they have.
The world cannot be appeased. It has to be fought. It has been
Fight
described,
the world.
and I think most wonderfully, as a move from Talmud to Tanakh, by which I mean this. The Talmud, that collection of rabbinical ordinances which justifiably can be said to have kept the Jewish people alive since their exile from the land of Israel, is very much a diaspora mentality. It is a mentality which looks inward, which says we are up against a world which hates us, we have to protect ourselves. The Tanakh...
That's the whole mindset. Esau hates Jacob. The whole world hates him for no reason. They have to unite. They have to fight. They have to defend. They have to be tribal. They have to wage war by deception. They have to rise and kill first. This is the whole crowd in pain as they strike you narrative.
It's full of stories of the Jewish people of antiquity fighting real battles, killing real people
Empires.
in defense of their nation and their people and their faith. And that is what has to be done. And I see that what we are seeing now in this war that has been fought is the resurrection of the Tanakh Jew, the return of the heroic Davidic warrior. Strength, not weakness.
Davidic warrior. She says there's no such thing as Palestine and there's no such thing as the Palestinian people. Common Zionist talking point.
The world has been made to believe that peace and justice in the Middle East hinge on the Palestinians getting a state of their own. Justice for the Palestinians has been deemed to be the issue that drives all before it. By apparently denying that happy outcome, the state of Israel has come to be perceived as the enemy of humanity itself. This is the big lie that we are all up against. But the Jewish world has never identified this big lie as such and has never fought it. It has never told the world the truth. There is no such thing as Palestine. There is no such thing as the Palestinian people. The Jewish world
they're so genocidal and dehumanizing. There's no such thing. There was no Palestine before here. Nobody lived here. It's all ours. God gave it to us. Rage against the hate, like the most hateful people.
Never told the rest of the world that the indigenous people of the land of so-called Palestine are the Jews, that the Jews are the only people who have any entitlement to any of this land, an entitlement based in law, in history, and morality. And they are the only people who have an entitlement to all of it.
All of it. All the promised land. All of it. Eretz Israel. All of it. It's all ours. Meanwhile, they try to make it illegal when they say, the Palestinians say, from the river to the sea, and then they promote the same exact rhetoric that it's all theirs because God gave it to them. Oh, here we go. Well, there's one more from her, I believe. Let's see.
Israel is not the problem. Israel is the West's solution. That is the message that the Jewish world is pushing at every opportunity to
total
reframe
gaslighting
the narrative.
This is our narrative. Frame the narrative with our propaganda.
Telling the West that Israel defeats its enemies because it has a will to live. That is because it knows what it is,
but we don't.
It loves what it is. By contrast, the West has told itself it hates what it is, it no longer even knows what it is. This is a recipe for cultural suicide. The West is unable to...
Christianity is cultural suicide. Listen to Joel Berry.
...confront the Islamist death cult because it has a death wish itself.
Dude,
Israel
death
is
cult.
telling-
I love Jews calling Islam a death cult, like Christianity and Judaism aren't too. Pot calls kettle black.
in the West, you should choose life, and this is how you do it. In my view, this is an absolutely seismic point in Jewish history.
Seismic?
This is the Jewish moment. We must rise to it. I'm Yisrael Chai.
Here's one
You
more.
need to know and love your identity. To fight, you need to know and love your identity.
Just pretend she's talking about white people right here. If white person says that, evil white supremacist, Jew says it, nobody bats an eye. Watch.
To fight, you need to know and love your identity. Israel gets it. Now, diaspora Jews need also to realize you are not just Americans with Judaism added on. In Britain, they're not just British Jews with Judaism added on. They are part of the British people, you are part of the Jewish people and the Jewish nation, and that should come first.
That should come first. This is just like what Herzl said, by the way. If you're Jews, you're the nation, the Gentile nations you live in, the exile of Edom amongst the Christians that you live in, that doesn't come first. No, your Jewish identity in the state of Israel comes first. But then they'll get up and kvetch and go, oh, dual loyalty tropes. Oh, how dare you say we're dual loyalty when they say shit like this. She makes hating us sound so intellectual. That's funny.
Jesus Christ,
reality.
$5 may Zeus bless this hag and hurl with a thunderbolt.
Oh, dude, she's the worst. She's like an straight out of Central casting of some like dark Sith comic book villain.
Jewish people you are part of the Jewish people and the Jewish nation, and that should come first.
The Jewish nation and your people worldwide. Oh, there's no global Jewry, but the big. This is like most influential Jews in, is she England or Europe, right? And this is what they say. But then we point it out and they say, oh, that's an anti-Semitic trope. Dual loyalty.
First and foremost, you are Jews. Everything else is secondary.
Wow. First and foremost, you are Europeans and everything else is secondary. No, Jesus is first. That's what they'll say. No, we're all equal. We're all born in the image of God. We're all the same. We're all one family, one human family. And then they're up here like, no, Jewish nation and Jewish people comes first, not the nations that you live. They hate you and are demonic anyway, they'll say. Wow. Great clips. Thank you. We're going to have to save that one. Add that one to the catalog. Yeah, dual loyalty is being generous. It's with a lot of them, it's single loyalty and like complete hatred for European nations. Yeah, remember the clip? There's no such thing as dual loyalty. Remember that one PNAC woman that said that Israeli PNAC woman? We know what that meant. So to close us out, we got a couple clips from Theo Vaughn on Joe Rogan talking about JFK and Israel stuff. Let's hear this. Joe gets very uncomfortable with any of this Jew talk. Let's see.
Accidentally said the quiet part out loud about the Epstein files.
They all are doing that, dude.
All right, let's see what he said.
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why would they?
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
Fuck are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
What are you saying?
Huh? Don't want Israel Adesanya.
What are you saying, dude? What are you saying? Don't say that.
Oh, well, he loves you. Don't worry about it.
Good call.
Fuck are you saying, son?
This whole thing's all bullshit now. It's all.
He's a British Jew, yeah.
It's fun.
Do you think he's alive? You think Epstein
accidentally said?
Amalek says that was one of the craziest speeches ever. I know, that's one of the best sound bites. No more claiming dual loyalty is a trope with that soundbite, right? Or like the Adelson, all we care about is being good Zionists and good citizens of Israel. But I'm passing laws with my bought-off politicians in America that you'll go to jail for anti-Semitism if you talk about a dual loyalty trope. That's what Adelson sounded like.
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why would they?
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
Oh, I thought there was a...
say anything.
What are you saying?
I had also seen a clip where he says that Israel killed JFK as well. Anyway, I think, you know what? I think I missed. There was one other person I was supposed to give credit to. not supposed to, but I want to give credit to because I'm so grateful. So Sarah and Valroff, they're some of the first that screenshotted Joanna and exposed this Jewish Hasbara fake Christian identity psyop. And it was also this account too. No, not that one. Shoot, no wonder I missed it. Some other girl also. Damn it. I apologize. Whatever her name was. There was somebody else that were put. Shout out to everybody that found this girl's video, that this girl was in Israel and we ran her off. All right. Complete vindication. You know, I thought everybody would be real happy about this and we'd have a big show. Didn't even get close to the goal. Barely over halfway. That's a shame. You know what? The cover up too. It's so crazy how like this should be the biggest story. All of like noticing red pilled Twitter should be talking about this. The big account promoting all the Christian controlled op. I'm target number one, doing all this Fed jacketing and Jew jacketing on me. All of it was inversion. All of it was a Jew in Israel. You think this would be a big story, but no one's talking about it besides a couple of my allies. It's sad. It's sad. It shows. It really speaks volume that this isn't a way bigger deal. None of the big, huge influencers, no Christians, they're not talking about this. They're all talking about that tiny account with 400 followers that nobody knew about. So disgraceful. But that's just the way it goes, I guess. The truth is not popular amongst a bunch of sheep. The comforting lies are a lot more comforting, and the Jesus grifting is a lot more comforting than the truth about this Abrahamic paradigm. But you guys get it. I appreciate you all. Leave me a comment below. Share the link. Clip the show. Subscribe star below. P.O. box below. And I will see you guys again very soon. Everybody have a nice... Oh, book is so close to being done. In fact, I might take a few days off and get the book published and out before, because it needs to be out before Christmas, so you guys can all pick it up. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. Love you all. Appreciate everybody for the support. Have a nice night, and I will see you soon.
Help me, Jesus!
Let's do this intro. Feel like Adam Green. We feel like Adam Green sometimes.
Raised to be a Christian believer, but also as a seeker. Mama never held back the good, bad, or ugly from me. Eventually started wondering, after a long time of fighting myself. I saw a post that said exactly what I felt. Jesus, an ancient deception. Found Adam Green through a Twitter suggestion. Then I watched his debate with Duvid, leaving Christianity. Finally I could do it. Lost good friends, middle fingers on their hands. So many want to remain clueless. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm just asking you to see my side. Some say I'm anti-Semitic, others say that I'm a Jew, but the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I know what it's like to be seen as the devil, when in reality you're trying to help them. They say I need to be saved by Jesus, but they're the ones in need of the saving. There's already been a few, started with the fall of Rome. It's not God, it's evil people destroying these homes. Human-made prophecies try to start the end times. See a foreign land as holy, brainwashed to resent mine. Books our ancestors wanted passed down to their people got replaced with ones that say our ancestors were evil. Been worshiping demons and knowing not what they did. Should we trust ourselves or the books that make us villains? You fall for the latter and say we should be tolerant, but your faith builds a prison in your head. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm asking you to see my side. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes, and I'm all for not letting faith have us divided. But the spread of your faith was when all this deadly division started. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I need you all to see my side. I've seen it, I believe it. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. Can you see my view? Listen to Adam Green sometimes.